A lot of you may have begun watching Mushoku Tensei, either due to knowing the source material, a friend recommending this to you as the father of isekais, or just out of curiosity seeing it on a list of new upcoming anime. The anime itself has had a studio built and dedicated just for this adaptation. However, a lot of content has been cut or changed from the source material to the point that without reading the manga or novel, you wouldn't completely understand the concepts of various subjects. One of those interactions and changes is the magic system and how it's explained, as well as Rudius's own personal developments and conceptualizations of how magic works. Let's start off at the beginning. Rudius is merely trying to learn the new world he's been born into, and one of the first pieces of literature he bumps into are 5 books that are held in his family's home. At the start, Rudius cannot speak the native language of this planet or its inhabitants, nor read it. However, he does come across a book based on magic, and after a year of being taught reading and speaking, in which his ability to learn languages is immeasurably increased due to the fact his brain is still physically youthful, he picks up on how to read text pretty fast, becoming interested in one specific book, the Magic Manual. This book proclaims quite a few facts about magic, so let's start off with some of the claims. Number 1. Your mana is set at birth. There is absolutely no way to increase it without external factors. Although Rudius may believe this at first, as he is exhausted after just 2 spells of very low level, we later find out this is untrue as Rudius's mana increases as he uses magic. Number 2. You need to use chance to cast magic. Without chance or external objects, you will not be able to channel or use spells. Rudius finds out very quickly how wrong this is, accidentally casting a water spell by focusing internally on the process, imagining how the spell would look, feel, and other things, which results in his accidental release of the spell without a chant, something that was proclaimed by the book to be impossible. This would further be elaborated upon and explained in the light novel, even going as far to explain that magic is imbued in objects and other external sources to help out those who can't use magic properly or have low levels of mana. It is also well versed and developed for combat at a base level. So what we can discern here is even if you're not a mage, there are obviously items imbued with magic, say a crystal imbued with fire magic, so that you can shoot a fireball or throw a bomb. Number 3. The amount of mana one possesses is genetically hereditary. This fact was left out of the anime exclusively, which is a bit unfortunate, but we can see with the above 2 facts being completely false, this does set a precedent that the third established fact could possibly be incorrect too. Now, due to the way the book has been written, Rudius does get a sense of anxiety showing chantless magic or stating any of the information he's learned, as he's very scared of ruining his current life. He doesn't know if this rebirth is going to end on in a loop like Return from Death. And again, if things have been stated as facts in books that are shipped to various families, areas, and other things, Rudius is uncertain whether these are due to ulterior motives, danger, or whether he's just a very rare, unique individual. Knowing it's best to not bring attention to himself, at least until he has more information, he still tries to chant magic in front of others and other things for a long time. Now, one of the biggest cuts, however, comes with the graduation exam he had with Roxy. In the anime, it's fairly simple. Roxy takes him to an area far away. He has to cast a new level of magic that's far above his own to advance into the next level, and then it's over. And that's it. That's the anime, and that's how they do it. In the light novel, however, Roxy creates an entire thunderstorm, and she does this using her own mana. So if you've played an RPG, you'll understand how this works. Roxy casts a huge spell, but it's a channel spell, meaning it's continuous. So the more the spell's active, it continuously and consecutively drains her mana. Now Rudius finds a way around this in the light novel. Instead of casting the spell as Roxy did, he creates the conditions that are scientifically required to create a self-sustaining thunderstorm. This means after he originally casts the conditions to create the thunderstorm, he does not have to continue to use mana to create the spell and to keep it sustained. And Roxy is surprised at this because in the light novel, she asked him to stop channeling his magic, of which Rudeus does state to her, "I can't stop that, it's gonna last for 3 hours," basically, in which this really shocks Roxy. Now again, in the anime, this was just completely cut out, and it even seems that Rudeus just used the normal spell. Maybe there is an implication, but in the anime, it's still not shown. As far as we know, Rudeus just copied her and created a more powerful version of the spell. Now, this is a fairly important piece of information, however, as Rudeus has created quite a few spells up to now, including one of his most well-known and well-used throughout the series, Quagmire. And this essentially creates a quicksand-style environment, if that makes any sense, below the user, hindering their foothold and their ability to move. Now, melding magic is one of Rudeus's main sources of power and what makes him such a lethal foe. Now, he's established melding magics by the time the anime has gotten to episode 5, but as far as the anime is concerned, this has not been established, even though in the light novel there was some great depth and explanation to it. We also see Rudeus using air magic and fire magic to propel and blast himself around at higher speeds than would usually be normal, which was also left out of the anime adaptation, but was explained in the light novel as he's trying to experiment with various different types of spells, and also the unique application they can be used in. One thing to note, however, is it does seem some level of understanding of how your spell will work is required, as again, another major important fact that was left out of the anime is Rudeus cannot actually cast chantless healing magic, not understanding how to use it properly or the process behind it, and thus requiring the words, while Sylphiette is actually capable of using healer's chantless magic, much to Rudeus's surprise, which is why in the anime we get this little statement about how Sylphiette might actually overpower him one day. Anyway, there are more things to get into about the magic system, but I don't really want to spoil too much of the light novel yet, so I'm going to keep it to the anime content for now and just what was cut out of the anime up to this point. If you're interested in these videos and future videos explaining anime, Mushoku Tensei, theories about characters, the magical systems, etc., then you know which channel to subscribe and like to give you the best explanations. And it definitely isn't here. But for real, I hope you guys are looking forward to the anime, and honestly, it's really broken my expectations, and in a good way I mean. This is going to be amazing. Although it does seem like some light novel exposition and understanding is required to completely comprehend what is going on. I just hope you've learned something today. Let's keep up to date, and I'm looking forward to the newest episodes every week. I just hope you're having a beautiful day. For now, take it easy, and peace.